Hey guys, I love being in God's created world. Seeing God's creation and everything that He made, that shows me how real He is and how powerful He is. And it reminds me He created all of this beautiful world, created me and you too. And so this God who's powerful enough to make all of this must be pretty good at creating things. And if He can create all of this and do such an amazing job, imagine what an amazing job He did when He made you. Just like God made these flowers and took care and attention to make the beauty in these flowers, God took the same care and attention when He made you. And this God, He doesn't make mistakes. Our God is an amazing God, and that tells us something about you. That means that you're amazing too. If God is amazing, and if God is an amazing creator, you are an amazing creation, just the way you are. And I know you've got plenty of things that you probably don't love about yourself, and I know you have plenty of imperfections and flaws, and you might even have sins. But the truth is that God didn't make a mistake when He made you. This God who loved and created the whole universe, loved and created you in just the same way. And that's a pretty powerful thing. And so this amazing God who created all these amazing things, including creating you, is also present in Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. And when this God who's everywhere in an invisible way is present somewhere in a visible way in the Eucharist, in the monstrance, on the altar right now. Let's go check it out. And so what amazes me is that the God who has created everything you can see outside the window, the God who's everywhere in our whole world in an invisible way, is present somewhere in a visible way in the Eucharist. And this God, if you can't see and feel Him in the created world, in the world around you, and you need a place to go and talk with Him in a physical way, talking with Him in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist is the most powerful way to talk with Him. So I'm just going to take a minute just to pray, and then I think we're going to interview one of our guests here in the chapel. You know, Emma, it is so cool to be in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. Can you tell me, why did you come to the chapel today to pray? Because we just found you in here praying.
Yeah. So, I'm out here helping around with the CCD, religious education, and, sometimes I just need that quiet time after having a loud class.
Yeah.
So I came in here just to have some peace and quiet, and just so I could have that one-on-one time with Jesus.
Yeah. Could you explain to the kids what you do in that one-on-one time? Like, what happens for you at that time?
Yeah. So for me, it's like having a conversation with God. So I'll walk in, I'll genuflect as you did earlier, do the sign of the cross, and then sometimes I'll say the Hail Mary or an Our Father, or sometimes I'll really just talk to Him and have a conversation, talk about the things I'm thankful for, talk about some things that maybe are on my heart, heavy on my heart, that I'm stressed out about, something like that. So just a conversation between Him and I.
Do you feel like God talks back to you or communicates with you when you're sitting in this quiet place with Him? Do you feel like your perspective changes or anything like that?
I feel like I have more of a clear mind. And I know sometimes it's hard to just kind of sit and listen because there's so many things going on in my brain, but I feel like adoration is that time where I can just try to quiet myself, and I feel lighter when I'm in here.
That's what I love about the sacraments, is that I can talk to God anytime, anywhere, about anything. And yet sometimes life is just so crazy, it's hard to focus, and it's hard for me to get quiet, and not because God's not there, it's just because I can't focus. And then the sacraments, like the Eucharist, just help me focus, because this invisible God who's everywhere has like a physical form that I can touch and see, like in the bread and wine of the Eucharist, or in like the priest's words at confession or at baptism or any of our sacraments. Do you find that to be true for you, that you can focus a little better because of the sacraments?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially after receiving Holy Communion and after reconciliation, I feel lighter and I feel like I can see clearer in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, a big thing for me in my life has been going to confession once a week. And it's not that I can't talk to God one-on-one or even tell him I'm sorry or even be forgiven one-on-one. The church teaches that. It's called perfect contrition, and it's in the catechism. But there's just something special about talking out loud to a priest, to a person, and knowing for sure that I'm forgiven. And there's just something special about coming before Jesus Christ in the Eucharist and knowing for sure in a physical way that I'm in the presence of God. And it just changes everything. It's just so different than praying anywhere else. Do you think that's true for you too?
Yeah, I agree. I really agree.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to let us interview you.
No
It is
problem.
so cool to get to pray here and be in the presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. We are so blessed to have a chapel like this to do that in. So I'm going to go and sit and pray, and you enjoy your conversation with God too.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us interrupt your prayer.
No problem. Thank you.